Okay, day 4 of the 4 agreement series. So, fourth agreement is, of course, to always do your best.
Yes.
Now, as you know, or if you don't, I'm going to tell you, we're talking about the 4 agreements today. And it is a practical guide to personal freedom. It should also say a practical guide to getting rid of your stress. Because it will, maybe not eliminate it altogether, but it will significantly reduce your stress if you adopt the agreements in these books.
Over time, they will just take place.
It can't help but melt away.
It can't.
Honestly.
Nope.
Yeah. As you get more control, your stress is going to decrease, of course. And the agreements that Mr. Don Miguel Ruiz is talking about in this book are like beliefs and standards that you set for yourself. I always refer to a self-standard. We've talked about it with work and all sorts of things in every area of your life. And that is what they're talking about here, because you do have agreements with yourself already. You have a standard that you live by and that you work within. And if it's bringing you stress and not bringing you everything that you want, then your standards and your agreements need to change. And he really outlines 4 big important ones here, promising that if you adopt these, it will replace some of the agreements and the standards that you have that are more fear-based and limiting in nature. And I agree.
Absolutely.
I've done it. I'm always doing it. I'm a work in progress. You guys will learn I am always a work in progress.
So am I. Humans are.
Sometimes, better than others, but that is what we're talking about today.
It is. And in that vein, Humans Work in Progress, we have a free download for you. It's the 3-step guide, 3 techniques to reduce your stress starting today. And in 1 week, you'll feel completely different. Yeah. Do this. Have it at the ready. It's something that you can carry with you the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
All right. This is my favorite agreement.
Yes.
Always do your best. I said to my children as I was raising them, always do your best, but always do what's right. Do what you know is the best, the right thing. And it's not going to be easy sometimes, but you're going to know what it is. Mm-hmm. So just do it. It saves you in the long run.
Yeah.
It saves you all the other steps, all the other agreements. If you're doing your best, those things will fall into line too.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
But I think to save yourself from beating up on yourself, that's my tendency, right? She's an uplifter. I'm a make sure you don't fall downer. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it did, but I don't know if I like that.
Oh my God, you are so an uplifter.
So impeccable with our word, though.
Yes. But it's okay.
Because you're being honest. You're being what you feel. Okay.
And I think it's great, actually.
You've come such a long way.
You keep in mind that your best is not going to be perfect.
No.
All the time.
No.
You know what I mean? What we mean, I think what they're referring to here, and certainly what I took from it, is that do the best given the tools that you have in that moment. Right?
Absolutely.
If you're exhausted, you're, like it mentions in the book, it's going to be the best response you could give at that moment. But don't make it worse. You have to try to do your best. You're like, okay, I have no patience. I'm exhausted. Right. It's been a day. So you tell your kids or your spouse or somebody, go, I'm not going to deal with that right now. Or I can't talk right now. I need to go. And they might feel a little offended and they might feel a little hurt because you were very curt with them. But you don't go, do you know what I did today? And you're so selfish and la 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 la. None of that's necessary. Do the best you can in that moment. And sometimes that is, I just can't talk right now. Like I need a minute. We need to revisit this in the morning. I can't deal with this right now. Or I choose not to. Be very honest. That is the best you could do at that time. Going crazy and unloading all of your day on someone else and generating that more within yourself and them, that's not doing your best. Does that make sense?
It does make sense, and it's absolutely true.
Right.
Your best in that moment is the best it can be.
Yes.
The next day, you're going to have a clearer head, and it's going to be completely different.
Yeah. We've learned that when we started making these videos.
Yes.
Because we were like, oh my gosh, these are nowhere near what the vision in our head or what maybe somebody else had done, and never compare. But it was interesting. We're like, oh, this is a lot more challenging than it was, but we did our best and continue to do our best.
And some days it just flows beautifully and we're just like tickled, and other days it's like we start that camera 5 times, then we laugh at our blooper reel.
I saved them and used them as ammo. No, not really. But Another really important part of this one, which is why I also love it, is that I think it's just critical that we remind ourselves that other people are doing the best
Yes.
with what they have in that moment as well.
Yes.
Because much like the second agreement says, don't take anything personally, we do, and then we blame and shame people for not reacting in a way, or maybe they're being insensitive, or they didn't react in a way that we think they should have.
Right.
And we realize sometimes we don't react in the way that we should have either. Or we could get rid of that word should and just be like,
Yeah, that word
just
again.
like the last one. Because that's what's tripping us up, right? You're doing the best you can. We're all doing the best we can in the moment, hopefully. But only you know, right? If you're in a good space, you're doing the best job you can, you're doing the best with your relationships and your communications with others, and your communications about yourself.
And you can actually review, like at the end of the day, and you'll know if there's spots where perhaps you maybe didn't do quite your best, and that's your learning moment. That's your growth.
That's what we were talking about before. That's my new routine, because I do 30-day experiments on myself all the time, whether it comes with food or behaviors or even social experiments, when I kind of see what other people do and how they react to things. And my personal one right now is to reevaluate every night when I lay down whether I'm proud of the way I was with this person, or am I proud of the mom I was today, or am I proud of the work I got accomplished today? And you don't beat up on yourself as much, because you go, okay, well, yeah, I guess so. I did my best.
Yeah.
But if you didn't, you can't lie to yourself. You and I could have a conversation, and you could explain all the reasons why you did what you did, and you could lie to me pretty good, but you can't lie to yourself. So check in and don't beat up on yourself ever. Yeah. But you go, am I proud of the way that I did that? And if your mind immediately starts to justify it and explain it to yourself, you know you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Have you ever had those moments?
Oh gosh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah, totally. You're like, oh no. So you have this argument with yourself explaining why it's okay and why you're justified.
It's not a stellar moment when you recognize this.
No. But when you sit and you look back, you go, okay, I'm having this with myself. There's a problem. I need a little, yeah. So, there's just one little part from the book that I want to share. Hopefully you guys have your books by now, but if you don't have one already. But,
page 85?
Yes. Which part was it that we were doing? Oh, yeah. The first 3 agreements that we talked about, don't make assumptions. Well, be impeccable with your word.
Yes.
Don't take anything personally, and don't make assumptions. They will only work if you do your best. But don't expect that you'll always be impeccable with your word. Your routine habits are too strong and firmly rooted in your mind, but you can do your best. Don't expect that you'll never take anything personally. Just do your best. And don't expect that you'll never make another assumption, but you can certainly do your best. It has a Dr. Seuss feel to me.
It does. Do your best.
But Dr. Seuss was a wise.
He was a wise man.
I mean, those books are classics for a reason, and so is this. So I recommend reading this at different stages in your life, different times in your life, because you're going to receive a different benefit depending on what state you're in and where you're at in your journey. But it will always be a benefit found in here. So this is a very used book, and I've bought, I don't know, maybe 100 of these in my life, and given them out to people since a friend recommended it to me. You had a friend recommend it to you, right?
I did.
That's how it works, right? Because
share the wealth.
You want to share that benefit so other people can feel good, because we're givers by nature, and we really want to help you reduce your stress. Stress is too dominant in the world today. It's too dominant in lives. It takes over too many things, and it limits so many things for so many people, and that's why we're here.
Absolutely.
Right? And so this is a tremendous tool to help with that. It's helped us and lots of people that I know. So,
and don't forget the tool we're giving to you for free.
Yeah.
It's that PDF down below for the 3 techniques. Grab that today too.
Yes, you could start that right now. Even if you have ordered this book, which there'll be a link in the description in case you don't have it or you want your 100th copy. We're just going to provide a link to make it easy. But if you're waiting for that to arrive, use the 3-step guide to reducing your stress in 1 week. She mentioned earlier, you are going to feel a difference immediately. It's just, cumulative. It's going to get better and better the more you use them. So that's why we say 1 week. But you get started, you'll feel it today, and you can do it right now. So.
And thanks so much for being there with us. This has been great 4 weeks to share with you some fantastic information. Tara and Roxanne, and we are here to help you calm your mind so you can enjoy your life.
Absolutely.
Be well.
Bye.